this game taking place in Zonia. Dise has spawned a Night Elf player over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, EnTe has spawned as the red Undead over here on the top right-hand side of the map. We are looking at a Death Knight opening from EnTe with a number of ghouls, yet going up against a Keeper of is that Acolyte going to try and get in that last bit of damage onto those units? That is the question to have, as we see a quick entangle onto EnTe here, and that may look like a little bit of a questionable move, but this 5-3-3 creep camp with the addition of that Acolyte will give level 2 to that Keeper of the Grove, and with level 2 to that Keeper of the Grove, he can summon some Trents here in just a moment. Alright, trying to finish things off. There goes one, there goes another. Ancient of War absorbing that last bit of damage. There's level 2, summon up some Treants now, and now the Keeper of the Grove, once that Rogue is taken down, can move along his merry way. Coming back off to the north, the Death Knight looking to clear up things up. Renegade Wizard about to get taken down. Is the experience? Nope, experience is not going to be lost. Death Knight purposely keeping a little bit of distance away, as we see the Death Knight picking up a Ring of Protection +3. Coming back off to the other side here, Keeper of the Grove now transitioning back down to the south side, clearing up a 5-3-3 creep camp. Plenty of Treants out here to absorb and deal damage, as the Keeper of the Grove picks up some nice items early on. Mantle of Intelligence, Gloves of Haste, a little bit of better auto attack, and well, things still moving on out. Claws of Attack +5 not found yet. No, as the Death Knight still wandering back and forth. Alright, Keeper of the Grove off to the north here, trying to get in a bit of harassment. Who's going to get the last shot off? I believe EnTe got the last shot there. Skeletal minions could easily get taken down. Keeper of the Grove has to be careful, doesn't want to end up getting surrounded, and is able to slice through right there rather suddenly, as the archers and the Treants are trying to still make a little bit of a play. Keeper of the Grove down to 115 mana, not going to be able to summon up a lot easily, as the Death Knight with Unholy Aura able to outmaneuver and get in front of that Keeper of the Grove constantly. Is that Keeper of the Grove going to be able to back away? Could have been able to back away, trying to get some damage off onto that low hit point ghoul. One or two more shots would have finished it, but the Death Knight has plenty of mana for that Death Coil. Coming back down to the south side here, Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 2, just shy of level 3. Gonna try and finish up a couple of Night Crawlers here, and well, once they are taking down level 3, perhaps for level 2 Entangle, and then that Keeper of the Grove will continue to, well, toy with many of those ghouls, while that Death Knight is trying to do just a little bit of creeping. Keeper of the Grove now up to 230 mana, may get up to that 300 mana range while trying to put pressure onto EnTe's Death Knight. And that's exactly what Dice's strategy is hoping to do. He's hoping to find the undead army of EnTe somewhere out onto the somewhere out here on the battlefield, and is actually going to pass by his opponent just unceremoniously there. Alright, coming across, picking up Staff of Teleportation, now perhaps heading off to the north, and a little bit of luck for EnTe, dodging the Keeper of the Grove and his harassment attempt, as the Death Knight now makes its way over, and most likely will notice that the Staff of Teleportation is missing. Death Knight now wandering off to the north here. Keeper of the Grove going to make its way over. There's a quick entangle onto a low hit point, or what will soon be a dead ghoul, unless the Death Knight has anything to say about it. Death Knight does have something to say about it, saying, "Don't worry, I got your back," as the Keeper of the Grove still retreats. Dice not doing well. Dice getting a little bit unlucky so far, as the Death Knight getting in some big damage indeed. Gonna, well, offer a couple loving taps once more, as the Death Knight decides not to pursue any further. Halls of the Dead, and now upgrading to Black Citadel. We are getting up that Demon Hunter, and the Demon Hunter should be creeping alongside all of these archers and this Tree of Life to try to get to level 3 quickly. Meanwhile, we do see a Lich now getting trained up as well. We should also see a Slaughterhouse being placed down by EnTe. All things that need to be done once an Undead does get from level 2 to level 2. He wants to get to level 3 as quickly as he can. Death Knight now coming in from the north. Demon Hunter sitting at level 1, does go for, or should be going for, mana burn here momentarily. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove still causing problems, going after another ghoul here and just trying to finish things off. There goes another ghoul getting taken out, putting pressure while the Demon Hunter is himself trying to gain up quite a bit of experience. Death Knight now out here on the battlefield. Mana Burn, Death Quill, exchanging a couple of blows. Ancient of War absorbing quite a bit of damage as the Ancient Tree of Life now coming back the other way as well. All right, ensnare onto some of those units. Mud Golem easily going to get... Oh, is the Mud Golem going to get taken down? It looks like it will get taken down. EnTe saying thank you for the little bit of extra gold. Demon Hunter getting a little bit more there as a Mana Burn, removing more mana from that unit there. Another Rock Golem Boulder stunning that Death Knight or Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter a little bit, well, worse for wear now. Will be forced to retreat back as the archers should be able to poke apart some of those units, but a big denial right there once more. Ancient of War continuing to fight back against the Rock Golems and here absorbing quite a bit of damage. Death Knight getting close to, well, 50 mana, getting it mana burned at 48 again, and still being forced to wander back around. Keeper of the Grove still trying to play this rather annoying game here. There's some treants, there's some more summoning, trying to put pressure here, and there is a lot of units here as the Keeper of the Grove wants to finish off one of these Crypt Fiends. Meanwhile, back down to the south here, EnTe trying to retreat back. Tree of Life is already entangling a gold mine here as the Demon Hunter finishes off this Forest Troll Trapper and should be able to finish this off being just shy of level 2. Keeper of the Grove still trying to play this dangerous game here. Meanwhile, the Crypt Fiend of EnTe still ends up staying alive as the Staff of Teleportation allows him to retreat back home. Keeper of the Grove only at 3.3, didn't get that many kills, but was able to force that Lich to not do a lot of creeping. And now we'll be getting to level 2 on this Demon Hunter here in just a moment. Sasquatch and a bunch of trolls making their way over. Demon Hunter should be able to absorb quite a bit of damage. Slow poison, Dryad poison as the Sasquatch comes in and then realizes, wait, I'm a bit far from home. Let me retreat back. All the while getting pelted by arrows and spears, giving level 2 to that Demon Hunter. Back to the top right hand side, Lich is out on the battlefield with that Orb of Corruption finally, and we are getting up that Slaughterhouse with Destroyer form as well. EnTe sitting at 36 over 40 supply. Dise sitting at 44, has the expansion up and running, and now getting up an Ancient Protector to make sure that he's able to hold on to that expansion and maintain that economic advantage. Demon Hunter looking to finish off this Forest Troll Berserker creep camp here. May be able to get to level 3. Going to be awfully close, I think. Yeah, we'll definitely get there unless the Keeper of the Grove shows up at an ill-opportune time. There we are. Now level 2 Mana Burn is available. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove needs to try and retreat back. There's that Frost Nova. A little bit more damage. Death Knight coming across. Orb of Corruption, removing some of that precious armor from that Keeper of the Grove as he is still trying to retreat back down. And a Ghoul able to get into harm's way. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter picking up some additional items here. Where is that Keeper of the Grove trying to run off to? Is finally using a Scroll of Town Portal as the Demon Hunter and the Dryads just going to simply walk back down. Naga Sea Witch, the third and final unit of, or third and final hero of EnTe's trifecta. Meanwhile, 3-3 going up against 3-1-1. Lich only needs a little bit more experience to get to level 2, but dual level 3 heroes is rather scary at this point in the stage in the game. Entangle is going to cause some problems. Mana Burn is going to shut down enemy heroes. There's a Mana Burn and not quite doing enough there as the units are still trying to retreat back. Ancient Protector also getting in a little bit of repairs as the Ancient of War trying to fight back as well. Destroyer is not anywhere out here on the battlefield. 45 over 50 supply as the treants are now going up against those targets. However, I believe, well, those treants are just going to start devouring magic here in just a moment as the Keeper of the Grove ready to put in a bit of pressure. Slow poison coupled with Dryad and Archer, well, direct damage. As we come through, Dise and EnTe are just trying to feel each other out here. Dise wants to hold on to this expansion and continue to build up that army size advantage and then perhaps win with superior numbers. EnTe is considering his options. Does he set up an expansion of his own? Does he try and bank up a little bit of gold? He is sitting at 51 over 60 supply, so that's actually the worst supply to be sitting at in the game. Instead of getting 10 gold a second, you are getting 7 gold a second, compared to Dice's 14 gold a second, which will just continue to build and build that advantage. All right, main bases has about 10 minutes of mining left. No real end in sight. Keeper of the Grove heading off to the top left here, trying to, well, perhaps get to level 4 onto his heroes as the Death Knight Now one here to ruin a party and try and deny some of this creeping as well. All right, coming back across, we're going to look at the Enforcer getting taken down. Demon Hunter, Mana Burn onto the Lich. Death Coil, Frost Nova onto that Demon Hunter, who is now down to 470 hit points after a Potion of Healing. Both sides still fighting around. We could be looking at another Mana Burn, 88 Mana Burn done there, as the Demon Hunter could be in a little bit worse for wear. It does have a Potion of Invulnerability and also has a Replenishment Potion. Should actually use this right now since he knows he is invulnerable for this little bit of time. Scroll of Healing used there. Mana Burn now onto those Naga Sea Witch as more damage coming on through. There goes a revealed burrowed Crypt Fiend. Why isn't it getting finished off? The reveal going to finish it off right there as another Mana Burn goes down onto the Naga Sea Witch. Naga Sea Witch down to 200 hit points. Has a Potion of Greater Healing. Uses it in time. Still fighting underway as the Demon Hunter Staff of Preservation's back home. That Potion of Invulnerability would have given an additional 100 hit points and 75 bit of mana as the Scroll of Town Portal transferred to the Naga Sea Witch and gets up to level 2. Crypt Fiend is going to get taken down. No, it is not. And, well, EnTe with a perfectly timed Scroll of Town Portal able to save a very low hit point Naga Sea Witch and an on deathbed Crypt Fiend as he saw that spear coming towards him. That Scroll of Town Portal was able to whisk him away. Potion of Healing left behind here. Demon Hunter continuing that fight. Replenishment Potion was in fact used as the last couple of Brigands are going to get finished off. Burrowed Crypt Fiend keeping track of all of the targets and all of the damage here. Tome of Knowledge actually being left behind. We'll see if that Lich picks it up for that little bit of additional. Nope, not going to bother to pick up and read books at all as the unit's going to try and retreat back there. There's a Staff of Preservation after a Mana Burn. Naga Sea Witch now going to turn around and enjoy the benefit of these granite golems and these rock golems, get a little bit more experience and also get those powerful items. All right. Kagar's Pipe of Insight. If the Undead did not have mana problems before, it definitely won't have it now, as the Obsidian statue now benefiting from Brilliance Aura as well. Half a point of mana every second, and that is just an item that Undead players always want. Once you see it, it's pretty much, well, a situation for the Obsidian statues to really never have to transform into destroyers. Oftentimes, Obsidian statues have to wait because they have to transform into destroyers because they are low on mana. Not the Brilliance Aura, however, solves that problem twofold. Not only does it give the Obsidian statues bonus mana, as you can see by that Brilliance Aura there, it also gives more mana to all of the heroes, the Lich and the Naga Sea Witch as well. So these Obsidian statues aren't trying to replenish mana on their own heroes constantly, as they can be topped out a bit more quickly. Alright, coming back through, Death Knight now making its way down, the Lich making its way over, and Naga Sea Witch coming back through here. Granite Golem and Rock Golem's going to go ahead and try and engage. And coming back around here, Granite Golem continuing to just walk back and forth as the Lich, Naga Sea Witch, and Death Knight here try to pull up a little bit further ahead. Keeper of the Grove is nearby, but Treants and Entangle not going to be that useful, especially as there's some Obsidian statues who are ready to just try and devour that magic pretty much in an instant. Demon Hunter going to get healed back up here. Orb of Venom. I don't believe we are going to see a third hero either. And we've got to remember, Dise is now sitting on a 78 supply compared to 64, but his gold advantage isn't really that large, and there's just that many more workers for Dise. 23 workers so far, so it's a 61 supply army compared to a 54. But then again, EnTe does have, well, it doesn't account for all of those, lumber harvesters there that are backed away from the battle. Dryads continuing to fight here. Granite Golem continuing to make its way across. Dryads trying to focus down some of those units. Meat Wagons able to get in large bits of damage here as the Demon Hunter trying to finish off the Destroyer. Destroyer, if it does get taken down, would represent a big loss, as Entangle and Treants would then be out onto the battlefield. There's a Dust of Appearance as the Crypt Fiend should get taken down here in just a moment. Is it going to get taken down? It is burrowed right there. Finally going to get taken down here as Treants are now making their way out onto the battlefield now that the Destroyer is gone. Naga Sea Witch trying to put pressure, but getting mana burn for all of her work. 58 supply compared to 46. Demon Hunter could be hurt in a bad way. Mana burn going back the other way as well, as the Death Knight now down to 244 hit points. Staff of Teleportation coming back in once more. Demon Hunter going to be healed back up. Another Staff of Preservation saves, and Dise is absolutely playing out of his mind, trying to save out all of these units as more and more damage comes on through. Burrow right there going to reveal another, Dust of Appearance going to reveal another burrowed Crypt Fiend as the Naga Sea Witch going to use a Scroll of Healing, but is it just going to prolong the inevitable as the Naga Sea Witch does end up getting taken down? Potion of Invulnerability used by the Demon Hunter as he's trying to chase after some additional targets as well. That Meat Wagon down to almost dead. One more shot does finish it off as the Demon Hunter now gets another mana burn here. Lich at 537 hit points. Demon Hunter continuing to fight another Staff of Preservation as the Death Knight going to perhaps try and Staff of Teleportation back out here onto the battlefield. That is the question. No, I do not believe so, as the Demon Hunter is not fully healed. Keeper of the Grove able to simply walk back as the Druids of the Claw now going to get some rejuvenations out here as well. All right, Keeper of the Grove ready for action. Demon Hunter ready for action. Dise has been playing a beautiful game. Staff of Preservation, Staff of Teleportation, as that Demon Hunter absorbs large amounts of damage and large amounts of attention, only to be instantaneously healed back at home. The problem is right now Dise does not have that many full Moonwells, so it's not a strategy he can easily repeat once more. Coming back through, we're looking at the Rock Golems here. Are we going to see... Oh, well, that guy should not be in Druid form. That Druid form taking so much damage. Staff of Preservation. Is he going to go ahead? Yeah, the Staff of Preservation and now retreat back here. Demon Hunter sitting at 4. Keeper of the Grove does sit at 5. Last Rock Golem will get taken down. And the Demon Hunter does pick up another Tome of Agility, up to 57 damage per attack, only at level 4. Very, very high agility indeed. And now going after the remainder of this creep camp down to the south. Demon Hunter with a Jangle of Endurance Aura as well. Death Coil, Frost Nova, Mana Burn, trying to remove some of that mana. Demon Hunter could be in trouble. Is he going to try and go after any of those units? No, trying to just retreat back here. No rejuvenations anywhere to be seen, as all the Druids of the Claw are in bear form. Units are retreating back once more, trying to finish off a couple of these Brigands. Demon Hunter sitting at level 4, very close to level 5. Could pick up a Tome of Intelligence +2, but that should most likely be given to that Keeper of the Grove instead, as the Destroyers try to test the waters. All right, last Renegade Wizard will end up getting taken down pretty easily. Keeper of the Grove going to turn back around. Level 5 now on that Demon Hunter, as the Keeper of the Grove dives on in, picks up some items and that Tome of Intelligence, up to 44 attack at level 5. Meanwhile, we're looking at plus 11 damage. Boots of Quel'Tha Loss now up to nearly 9 armor. And that Demon Hunter is just going to be that much more difficult to take down. Off to the north, Dise knows that EnTe does not have an expansion, sitting at 41 over 70 supply, and EnTe could be in trouble here. Even if he tries to unsummon some of his buildings, he's not going to really be able to build up a large enough army, save for a cataclysmic collapse of Dice's economy and his infrastructure and his, army here. So Dise is in the driver's seat. It is his game to lose unless he makes his game to win unless he makes some sort of tragic mistake. Long time no see, but I'm glad catching you live once again. Hey, Mikey Mike, thanks for stopping on. Hope everything is well. Things are looking brighter and brighter. I'm starting to feel my age more. So I guess what many would call a milestone birthday coming up, just around the corner. So making me reflect. Coming back through, we're looking at Crypt Fiends, Abominations, Temple of the Damned, Banshees now trying to get masked up here. Are we perhaps going to be getting a lot of curses? That is going to be the question indeed, or perhaps going into possession to try and flip these bears. That could be 21. Yeah. I started casting when I was 8. All Asians look really young. Druids of the Claw, 3-2 upgrades. If you said 25 to rent a car, at least that sounds a little bit more believable. Anyway, coming back around, Demon Hunter, Keeper of the Grove, ready once more, trying to test the waters outside. Level 5, going up against 443, unsummoning of buildings. EnTe is going to be doing the Undead all-in, and now all Dise needs to do, after seeing one unsummoned building, is hold the door. That's going to be the strategy here. Dise knows that he doesn't need to necessarily risk far too much. He has a decent-sized army, 80 over 100 supply, and can easily replace those units if necessary. Now going into 90 over 100 as he's trying to train up a couple of chimeras to help deal with this incoming swarm. All right, Dise sitting back at home saying, you know what, I still have 20 minutes of mining. Let's go ahead and just see what they are going to be bringing to the table as we're looking at a couple of, well, ziggurats getting unsummoned here. Are they going to be able to train up more units as the ziggurats are disappearing? That's exactly what they're hoping to do. Now upside down on supply, perhaps going to be picking up a couple of scrolls of healing as well, as the Banshees do have mastery training. EnTe with mastery training on those Banshees is going to be a very big deal indeed. Perhaps picking up a Dark Ranger for silence to stop the ability of possession from a range, while also being strong against the hero, and hero nuking could be a beneficial task. EnTe down to only a handful of buildings here, 2 Temple of the Dams that don't do anything anymore, 2 more relics, and here we are. Banshees are ready to, well, lock it up. High upkeep is at 81. He bursted into high upkeep as well. And right here we go into that final battle. Mana Burn onto the Death Knight. Both sides are fighting their way through. Banshees, are they going to try and flip a couple of bears? That is the question. There's a couple of those Banshees possessions now happening. Dise going to lose, and EnTe going to get 1 bear there. 57 supply compared to 86. Both sides still fighting their way through as we look at the Chimeras coming out onto the battlefield here to try and take down some of those Abominations. Abominations getting taken down pretty quickly as well. Web now bringing down some of those Hippogriffs as the Chimeras are turning things back around, but Anti-Magic Shell making it easy for the Abominations to absorb at least a little bit of damage. EnTe's Bears now getting taken down after the possession as the Chimeras are doing such a great job in that transition into Chimeras, making a very big difference there. The possession taking over two, maybe 3 bears, but that was not enough. Great game by Dise, reading the situation, recognizing that EnTe was going to be doing an all-in and not forcing the engagement, fighting the battle on his own terms to come away with the victory. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.